We back and we live. Wittenberg Project. So I was on my timeline, you know what I'm saying? My regular conversations happening with, you know what I'm saying, Protestant, evangelicals and stuff. And had this interesting conversation. And it led me to ask this question, like, well, first off, let me paint the scenario. If you was talking to your kids, right? Nah, let's do this. If you was a boss at your job, and you told old boy who's working there, yo, I need this tomorrow by 3 o'clock, right? Tomorrow 3 o'clock comes around. He hasn't did it. Hasn't even tried to attempt the command you gave, right? How you taking that? Are you taking that as, oh, it wasn't a requirement. I said to do it, but it wasn't a requirement. I'm not tripping. Or keep 100. It's going to be issues. It's going to be issues of, yo, that's 100% disrespect. I told you to do this and you haven't lifted a finger to even try. And don't be wrong, there's valid reasons. Someone could say, I couldn't complete it because X, Y, Z. Okay, but you tried then. You tried and it didn't get done. Circumstances prevented it. But to just not do it, to have no qualms about not doing it, that's a problem. I wish my employee would try to look at me and say, you told me to do this by 3 o'clock. I didn't do it because Jimmy didn't do it and you let him, it was all good with him. Man, it'll be consequences and repercussions. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just going to be outright just in here just neglecting stuff that man, please.
I don't need you to take up for me. I'm all right. I'm a grown man. I can handle it.
If you let him have your cornbread, you're going to be ironing his drawers and clipping his toenails.
I know niggas iron.
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
Think about my cornbread, but get the taste out your mouth. That's for damn sure. It's going to be consequences and repercussions.
Now, yo, I bring that scenario up because a conversation I had, this guy pretty much, I think it was a guy. I'm going to say guy. If they watch this and it's a girl, yo, my bad, 2019, man. It's hard to tell sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That Jesus did give the command for people to be baptized. But it's not a requirement. Now, as I said before, there are circumstances to where a requirement or a command can't be done for various reasons. But there's a difference between I couldn't get it done and I didn't do it. Yo, it seems like, we have less respect for Jesus than we do our own employer. I mean, it's disgusting. It's outright disgusting. So he was talking like baptism. A person doesn't have to get it done, period. It's not a requirement. And my retort is, what other commands do you guys feel that Jesus gave that you have the power or the gumption to be like, yeah, I'm good. I mean, we have a command to love neighbor. We all fail at it. Let's keep 100. But are you trying? That's the thing. You can't be Hitler, man. You can't just be, yo, I'm killing everybody. I'm doing genocide. I try to love my neighbor. No. You can't be out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a command from someone who's way higher than your boss at work. Way higher. How are you just going to brush it off? At some point, we have to put some respect on his name. Like, if Jesus says, in the Bible, it says, he told in the book of Numbers, Old Testament, we'll go back to, look at this staff and you won't be bitten by these snakes and die. What are you going to say? Yo, I have faith in God, but I'm not looking at that staff because, it's faith alone. Like, I just ain't got to look at it because I believe. Yeah, you're going to get bit and you're going to die. We're going to be having services for you. when God says something and it's a command, it's a command. There's no rebuttal. There's no conference. There's no, excuse me. I'm not really sure that we should be doing that. It's not how this works. It's not how this works at all. But there's a lot of disrespect going on in that nature, especially in regards to baptism, where we think that we can dictate. Don't get me wrong, a lot of traditions have different viewpoints on what baptism does. I get that. I don't see how. I don't see why. But I'll respect that. People do have different opinions. But as far as Christendom is concerned, there shouldn't be no argument that Jesus did say before he departed in Matthew 28, I've been given all authority on heaven and earth. Baptize all nations. There's no LOL in the text. There's no J/K in the text. Where do people get off thinking that this is just some idea like, oh, we can go here for lunch or here for lunch? Depends. I might not take a lunch. And people's favorite rebuttal cracks me up, man. Their favorite rebuttal is, well, the thief on the cross wasn't baptized. Here's why it cracks me up. We all can count. At least I hope so. The thief on the cross was literally before Christ gave the command to baptize all nations. Like, it's like you're looking for a loophole to get out of a command God gave. And the loophole you're looking at is null and void. Like, it doesn't even count in the equation. I mean, why are you looking at this one exception as your get out of jail free pass? Like, I don't have to do it because the thief on the cross. First off, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. If God shows mercy or makes an exception or does whatever, let's just say it happened afterwards. Let's say, just because he made that exception there doesn't mean that it null and voids his command. Like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's a parable where the guy had a whole bunch of laborers. He paid the people who were there full time a wage. He paid the last minute guy who wasn't there just as long as the other guys that same wage. I'll be hot. No, I ain't gonna keep real with you. I'll be mad if I worked 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Some guy shows up on Friday at noon and works 4 hours and gets the same wage I got. I will be mad. But the parable goes on to say, like, who are you to... You got what you agreed to. Who are you to get mad at what the wages other guy got? That's the way I kind of feel about this excuse of the thief on the cross. So, because God did that gives you the ace of spades of, I don't have to do it now because this guy. No. We really have to put some respect on Jesus' name, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, God says be baptized, be baptized. It shouldn't be rocket science. It shouldn't be hard. And it's not like everybody, well, most people, some people in other countries might be watching it. I don't think so. I'm not that big. But we all got running faucets in our house. The church you go to or visit, I hope they pay their water bill and they have it. If they don't, y'all can work something out. And if your church ain't got running water, y'all got to talk about something. Y'all got to talk about how the tides is being maintained. What's going on in this joint? Find a river. Wait for a day it rains. God gives you free water. There's literally no excuse, and it's almost to the point where people are putting their notion above God's, like an idol itself. Your logic behind it of being able to find a great loophole that you want. It's faith alone, so I believe I don't have to do none of this stuff. Hey, man, the passage where Jesus says, I don't know you, get away from me. I'm pretty sure those people thought they knew JC also. But I'm getting sidetracked. My point is we have to take Jesus' command seriously. He is God. We have to take his command seriously. Yes, we fail. I know people, but none of us fulfill all his commands. True. One of the examples he brought up is because personally, and this is my own conviction and a lot of other people's also, if a person ain't been baptized, I have a hard time just dapping you up as a brother in Christ. I mean, it's outright rebellion. Like, you're basically shunning and overriding something God said. But beyond that, what I'm saying is you're sitting here not being baptized in open rebellion and expect for it to be cool. It shouldn't be cool. And the guy brought a good point up. He was saying, because I was saying, he said, is love your neighbor a command? Yes, it's a command. You know, a racist is not fulfilling this, period. He said, well, those racist people who take communion, he said that because I said that a person who's not baptized shouldn't be taking or participating in the Lord's Supper. They shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to be a member of a church if you ain't been baptized. To be honest with you, in the New Testament, it happened ASAP. Hey, look, it's water. Yo, what stops you? And he was saying, no, the purpose of the communion of the Lord's Supper, the Eucharist, whatever you want to call it, is unity in the body and stuff of that nature. Okay. Well, show your unity, get baptized, like the rest of us who are fulfilling this command, get baptized. The church has never thought it was cool to not be baptized and still partake with the brethren in the Lord's Supper. That's never been a thing. But he was saying there's been people who denied the love your neighbor command and still receive communion, kind of to show that commands are broken and people still partake in communion and things of that nature. Another example of trying to find a loophole. That doesn't mean you don't have to love neighbor. It doesn't mean that. And if the church you're at, or the pastor, or whatever it is you're going to, whatever you call it, know that this guy is an outright racist, bigot, hates neighbor, and will harm neighbor, that person should be disciplined by the church. Maybe I sound like a legalist. I mean, I'm good. I've been called worse. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta put some respect on his name, man. Anyhow, Wittenberg Project, like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all day's going good.